legal community that 99% of the attorneys make all the other ones look bad. She's the other 1% that doesn't look bad. MaryLou Serafine is an attorney, but she's, as I like to say, not your ordinary attorney. She's a longtime member of the Federalist Society that supports the Constitution as written. She's a supporter of tort reform and homeowner property rights. She's running for state senate in SD 14 in Austin, or as it's affectionately known, Goofy Town. She's not in our area, but she's close, and she's a regular at many Tea Party speaking events. So here to talk about tax, property rights, and the Constitution is MaryLou Serafine.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here. I'm probably going to take off from some of the things that other people have said today. We're here to celebrate the 4th of July and also the Declaration of Independence, which I consider the greatest short document in the world. I suppose, having said that, the Truthometer might debate that with me tomorrow. If you happen to follow the Austin American Statesman Truthometer, you might know that it doesn't always necessarily tell the truth, and it mostly gauges whether people are making rhetorical arguments or not. Nevertheless, the Declaration of Independence is the greatest short document that was ever written. The reason, thank you, the reason is that it says the purpose of government, the very purpose of government is to preserve liberty. So let me say what I think that entails, liberty, preserving liberty. If it means anything at all, it means you get to keep your money. It means you get to keep your money, and you save it if you want to save it, you spend it if you want to spend it, and you invest it if you want to invest it. But one thing that is not a preservation of liberty is when the politicians tax the people and take their money and then invest it for them in enterprises that we would never in our wildest dreams invest in. There is a racetrack, a motorsports racetrack going up near where I'm from and not too far from here that would be a prime example of politicians taxing people in order to force investments in things that we would not necessarily engage in. I call this FTI, forced taxpayer investments. And I am completely opposed to it because it is an inhibition on what we normally think of as the free market. Let me say a little bit more about that. I don't know about you, but I would not ever have taken the money that I would otherwise use on groceries or that I would have used to save for a swimming pool or that I would have used if I were saving to buy a house or if I were saving my money to put my kid through college. I might have done many things with my money, but investing in motorsports might not have been high on my list. So when we are taxed in order to be forced into investing in stuff that we otherwise wouldn't have invested in, I call that FTI. I call that forced taxpayer investment. Some people call it corporate welfare. I think that's a slight to the people who may very well, some people, if they are not able to take care of themselves at all, if they are not able to take care of themselves at all, I support welfare for people who aren't able at all to take care of themselves. So calling it corporate welfare, to my way of thinking, isn't exactly right. It is more forced taxpayer investments. Now, what's the excuse for this sort of thing? What is the excuse? The answer is it, quote, creates jobs. It pumps money into the, quote, economy. They act as though forced taxpayer investments are a guaranteed money pump. There isn't any way that politicians are able to pump money into the economy. Money gets pumped into the economy by ordinary people, by ordinary businesses large and small, who would be doing much better today and who would be creating jobs much better today if they weren't overtaxed in order to transfer the funds to other people and other businesses, especially businesses that we would not otherwise have invested in. And if it is such a great money pump, why haven't private investors run down here and invested in it? The point of the Declaration of Independence is that the Founding Fathers complained that the king was imposing taxes on us without our consent. Forced taxpayer investment is the thing that is sapping our energy by overtaxing us with high sales tax, high property tax, high income tax, and high business taxes on the businesses that are already here, that are already succeeding, that have been with us for some time. There is no such thing as a politician-created economic development. I want to say that again. There is no such thing as politician-created economic development. That is because there is no such thing as an almost free market. There's no such thing as an almost free market. The market is either free or it isn't. And if the politicians were so great at determining what investments to invest in for economic development and otherwise, people would be hiring them to advise them on their investments. I've never heard of anyone who has gone to a politician first to decide what to invest in. So when you hear that a particular tax break for something, like a tax break for sound stages, or a tax break for motorsports, or a tax break for something else, that is a cost to us, because a tax break to someone else is higher taxes that we have to pay to make up for it, and we're being forced into those investments. You should not believe it when the excuse is given, this is going to create jobs, or this is going to pump money into the economy. We can create jobs by putting in a swimming pool, or sending our kids to college, or doing whatever else we would have done with that money if we own a small business. There's one final excuse for FTI. There's one final excuse for forced taxpayer investments, especially in the case of, like a racetrack or something else. The excuse is, well, a racetrack is infrastructure. And we're going to build some roads out there, and that's more infrastructure and so forth. I would like to say we need to take care of the infrastructure we already have and not build a racetrack to watch people drive around in circles. I have a 2-point plan for how to create a guaranteed job creation money pump. The guaranteed job creation money pump is number 1, lower taxes. Number 2, less regulation for everybody. Lower taxes, less regulation for everybody, for all the businesses. That's my proposal. My name's MaryLou Serafine. I appreciate it if you visit my website. God bless Texas.